I'm recording this time. Hey guys, welcome. Ooh, we are joined here today, me and my man. We're here today to talk about some books. Books for introverts. My favorite topic. What do I mean by books for introverts? Now, I feel that everybody who reads is at least a little bit introverted. By these books, I mean that you find people to relate to, characters that are just a little bit more introverted, have that little bit more closed side to themselves. They like to spend time with themselves and they're trying to find who they are through those stories, sometimes by themselves, sometimes with a certain small group of people that they trust. And I feel like a lot of introverts would resonate with those characters and those stories, and I'm really excited to share these with you. They're not antisocial, they just love spending time with themselves. They need time to recharge their social battery, to socialize with people again. This is just my opinion. You know, this is how I see things and how I see those characters, just what I think. So I have a whole list, okay? I made a list of 9 books that I feel would be amazing for an introverted person. Ripe by Sarah Rose Etter. This made a second appearance back to back. She was in my last video as well. She's in this video now too. I did mention in my last video, and I am gonna say it again. Do not read this if you're not in a good mental place. I was not in the best mental place when I read it, and I don't think this helped, but I loved it nonetheless. This is about the corporate dread, existential dread, wanting to follow the social norms, you know, get a career, get a group of friends, socialize, climb the corporate ladder, the social ladder. It can be so dreadful for some people having to do all those things, getting out of their comfort zone constantly, that eventually you burn out. What we follow here with our main character, she is pressuring herself to do all those things. She's pressuring herself to be, you know, all preppy and nice and acceptable for her corporate meetings and deadlines and socialize with friends. And she eventually confides to her father about some second thoughts that she might be having about her career, and eventually that all builds up and you see where it goes. Is a necessary story. I feel this book, a lot of people I think will find this book relatable, especially if you work, you know, a day job like most people do, like myself included. And you have to pressure yourself to keep going, to keep socializing and networking. Is that really what you want to do? Do you know what? Maybe this is a bit existential right now. See what I mean? Like, if you're not in a good mental space, probably don't read this book. But I love it. I love it so much. And I keep thinking about it. It's been over a year. It's been almost 2 years since I read this book, and I still have moments that I think about it. Now, there is a book I don't really talk about much. I don't know why. I've never really talked about it that much. And it's Blue Sister by Coco Mellors. Is, in my opinion, one of the prettiest, most gorgeous, stunning covers I have seen in my life. The colors and the look on this woman's face, it tells me everything I need to know about this book. This is for the introverts that love to observe. You're in a group of people and there's maybe one too many people in there, and your social battery is all the way down. You don't want to engage anymore in the conversation, but you do want to listen. Like, you love to observe. You observe people's mannerisms and the way they talk and the way they talk about their lives and their own people. This is for you. We follow 3 sisters, all of them so different from each other. They're trying to deal with their sister's death and how they all try to deal with this grief and this sort of adjustment in their lives, and how they have to come back together again because they all live in different parts of the world, and they all come back together again to clean their sister's apartment. There's so much going on. You follow so many different personalities, and especially if you're an empath, oh my god, this book you'll feel it deep inside. It's a beautiful book. If you are an introvert that loves to observe and not necessarily engage too much, this is for you. Oh, I love this one. Bunny by Mona Awad. I have spoken about this before. I love this book. I know some people love it, some people hate it. I loved it. It has a lot of magical realism, a lot of things that you're not sure if they're actually happening or not. This is for everyone who's tried to fit in, because people are telling you that you have to fit in somewhere, not necessarily want to. Once again, this is about a woman who essentially has one true best friend, and she's very, very happy within that friendship. That friend means everything to her, and eventually goes to university, and she sees those girls, that group of girls, the bunnies essentially. They live in is it a frat house? Like a sorority, not frat house, a sorority. And they have a sort of a cult. They do loads of different things, a lot of questionable things in that cult. And does our main character want to do those things? Well, if she wants to fit in, she's gonna have to. But it all comes to, who does she really want to spend time with? Who does she really want to be with? Who is she deep down? This book is so weird in the best way possible. It's so open to different interpretations, the way it ends. You never get a definite answer. It was just a fever dream in the best way possible. Okay, I'm not going to talk about this too much, I promise. If you've been here a while, you know that this was my favorite book of 2025. Yes, this is The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. This book caught me by surprise. It really did. I did not think I was going to like this as much as I did. Not liked it, I loved it. I loved this book. This is for the introverts with a big family that you can't help but having to deal with them, as horrible as they are. You're gonna have to eventually deal with them, although you really don't want to. All you want to is to spend time with maybe that one member in the family that you actually like, and or maybe to create your own family, to find your own person, that person will be your family. How does one deal with so much family trauma? Because this is family trauma, essentially, not drama. Drama as well, but trauma. Oh, this book enraged me, but I love it for it. I love that it actually brought these feelings out. Not gonna lie. I'm obsessed with this book. There's so much going on. So much pretentiousness. Because, you know, we just have to always be alert of what people are going to say about us and our family, and we have to keep the standards and keep our name clean. You know what? None of that matters at the end of the day, and that book is the perfect example for it. Be who you want to be. No one cares. Literally no one cares. Ooh. I don't really talk about this book that much either. This is My Friends by Frederick Bachman. This book, it took me by surprise. It's one of the only 2 books that I read that are written by men. As you can tell, I don't really read that many books written by men. I don't own a lot either. Let me rephrase that. Heterosexual men. I don't think I'm interested in what they have to say most of the time. Not all the time. I do own some classics like your John Stein books, and I have some books from some divas like Bret Easton Ellis, Oscar Wilde, and also James Baldwin. I love James Baldwin. Then I do have some John Steinbeck, which I've not read, so I cannot judge. Frederick Bachman, which I loved, and one that I'm very on the fence about reading, it's Flash by David Slay. I don't know why I bought this. I got a little bit FOMO last year when he won the Booker Prize. That's why I bought it. I don't think I was ever that interested in reading it, but I think I got influenced by Dua Lipa. We'll see if I'm gonna read it. I still have it, but we'll see if I'm gonna read it. My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I read this in a few days, and I loved it. I really tried not to cry, and I didn't. That's because I tried not to cry. I could have cried. This is a perfect book for introverts that they would do anything for that selected few people that they love and actually trust, and they're actually their friends. You might still be an introvert, but you would do anything for those people that you love. Your friends. Your actual, real friends. It's such a wholesome sense of belonging and creating your own family where you don't have to hide who you are. You can truly be yourself and you're there for each other. You'll do anything for each other. It's those people that you actually don't mind spending time with. It's all about those meaningful connections in life when they don't really happen that often, but when they do, they're amazing. Obsessed with this. The Wedding People by Alison Aspach. This took me by surprise, honestly. Read the trigger warnings before reading this. This is all about the internal struggle, who we are as people, and an epiphany of who are we actually spending time with? The people that we're actually spending time with, are they good for us? Or are they actually bringing us down? Time for rediscovery, time for self-reflection, new beginnings. And that can be so scary, especially for someone that does not involve themselves with a lot of people and like spending time with themselves. Usually those are the people that hate change as well, and how all those new beginnings do not have to be so scary after all. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're needed. And it's okay to find new people and find a new family, people that will actually lift you up and will applaud for you. They'll be there for you. They'll cheer for you. It's such an awesome book. I love this. The Queen of Introvertism. That is not a word. Shirley Jackson, my queen. I loved Shirley Jackson. I think she was such an introvert herself, and that really, really reflects in her writing. I can talk about that for hours. I've said that before, but I feel like she just wanted to be left alone in a secluded castle, which is exactly the premise of this book. This is what have always lived in the castle. Scandal happens in the family years and years ago that her sister and their uncle are the only ones who survive out of a really big family. And it's just living away from everybody in their own place. One of them hates going to town to do any shopping. He hates going there and interacting with people because most of the time, let's be honest, they're horrible. And the other one has not left the house in years. This is for the people that they just want to spend time with their people only and only them. This is all about sisterhood. You're introverted, but you will never ever feel dread of having to hang out with your sister because she's your person. It doesn't feel exhausting to hang out with someone 24/7, away from everyone, in silence and peace and nature and cats and sisterhood and just that. And whoever comes in, a third party that's coming in, is just pure annoying and disrespectful. Also want to quickly mention The Bird's Nest as well by Shirley Jackson. This book is something I just really did not expect this. I just had no idea that this is what it is. This is for the people that think they're alone, but they are never truly alone. You want to be left alone, but what's going on in your head? Are you ever truly alone in your head? That's all I'm going to say about this. It caught me by surprise, and if you read it, I want this book to catch you by surprise too. A little classic here, The Secret History of Banana Tart. I'm obsessed with this book. It's such a long book, but I'm so glad I read this. It was such a journey. This is for the introverts that are desperate to fit in again. We love that trope, and they will do anything to fit with a certain group of people. It can't just be anyone. It has to be a certain group of people that they will lay their eyes to and they'll be like, oh my god, that's it. This is who I want to be a part of. And this is perfect. Richard in here, he's flawed, but my boy, he just wants to fit in. He just wants to make some friends, and he's willing to do everything to keep his place in the group and to be accepted, the rest of the peers in the group, and with whatever that entails. It is dark, but it's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love this book, and I think that everyone should read this book. Do not be intimidated by it, because I was intimidated by it for years, but it's so easy to follow. The language is very easy to understand. And last, certainly not least, The Friend by Sigrid Nunez. This is a book that I recently read, and that's the feeling. A woman loses her best friend. He leaves her his dog. This woman's never owned any dogs. She was always a cat person, which Ew. But now she has to learn life with a dog. And essentially you follow her and the dog trying to adjust to the new everyday life. She's trying to adjust to a world that she doesn't have her best friend. And the dog is also trying to adjust to a world that doesn't have his best friend. And we're talking about the same person here. It's beautiful. It has so many literary references, just FYI. I loved it, but sometimes I found it a little bit too long-winded. And it's a very moving book. I'll leave it there because you should read it. It's beautiful. And that was it in the curriculum for today. Let me know if you have any recommendations for any books that you specifically think, oh my god, this is such an introvert type of book, because I would love to read anything like that. I love being an introvert. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I love staying at home, love saying no to plans sometimes because I truly feel that I need to stay home. And you shouldn't feel bad either. If you feel like you need to cancel those plans, just do it. You don't have to always socialize. You don't have to have your lunch with people all the time. Just be true to who you are. Diva. That's it. Thank you for watching, guys. I love you.